We're not allowed to reference iCarly anymore.
Yeah, because of the creepy stuff that happened.
Oh, right.
It happens like every show on Nick.
That's every show, period.
Yeah, that's true.
There's icebergs for every show.
Really, the creation of the entertainment industry was a mistake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, hello, and welcome to this edition of heterochroMEDIA. This is typically the podcast where we matchmake the oddest of double features, but this is a casual Friday, which means there's no script, there's no purpose. I mean, I don't know if there really is much of a purpose. What is the purpose aside from what I just stated?
Basically, we just go down rabbit holes, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually every episode, but especially on a casual Friday. I think the last casual Friday we had, that's how we end up with Tusk.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
It was interesting. I don't know if I'd watch it again, but I think it was interesting.
I was so mad that I blacked out.
Yeah, for the ending of Tusk.
The last thing I remember was Johnny Depp talking to the two friends.
Well, Johnny Depp talking about almost put me to sleep, so that's
It's
fair.
fine. I don't think it was the alcohol. I think it was just that boring.
But I liked the end. I liked
the walrus fight at the end was peak, though.
See, I'm so mad I missed that. That's my favorite part.
Well, you can listen to it. You probably already listened to it by now, so it was aired by now.
Yeah.
And you've been like, damn.
that was indeed one of the episodes of all time.
Yeah. Hey, what are we doing down here? So, we're actually filming at the lovely estate of Redoubt Productions. And when I mean by lovely estate, I mean the zoo.
We have the birds.
Yes, there is no way escaping the parakeets. All homegrown parakeets, minus one of them.
Oh, wow.
Even though they tell you that parakeets won't procreate in a private residence.
That's a lie.
That is a complete lie. Apparently, the perfect combination for parakeet breeding is, let me think, dogs barking, cars passing, continual smoking, excessive drinking on one night a week, and 1980s rock.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
You know, that's a combo I think a lot of researchers can get behind.
That's how most of our generation was created, honestly, I think.
Yeah.
That's not wrong.
Those birds are truly products of the current age we live in.
They live in a society.
Yeah. So maybe the louder we speak tonight, the louder they're gonna get. They tend to like noises. So there's no escaping it.
It's just a feedback loop.
Yeah, Connor said this is going to be known as the Bird episode. And I think I'm going to title it that.
The Bird episode.
We'll also be special guests featured by my dogs, all three of them. And we might even have a special guest appearance from one of our cats, although that's not a good thing. Those that know will know.
Yep.
So on this casual Friday, we're just going to chill. We're going to drink some alcohol. We're going to talk. We're going to chat. We did watch a couple things.
Yep.
We watched a critique of Moonfall.
I feel like we need to watch that now.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want
to. Disaster movie episode.
I'm planning on it. It's in the works that we just talked about.
We watched like Twister. One's actually good. You know.
Yeah.
And then like Moonfall or something.
God, what a drop in quality.
What is like the first disaster movie like ever filmed?
That's a good question. I'm like,
we can do the comparison between that and the death of the genre.
Homie in the video had said something about one.
What would he call us? Like the?
I forget it. We'll have to look into it. I think
the silent version of the Johnstown flood from 1929.
You know, that kind of.
We can add it in.
That could kind of work.
Yeah, they actually had a special screening of that a few days ago, but I sadly could not attend. It was the same night that we sat down and talked about All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was a depressing movie.
Yeah. That was so sad.
We actually debated about watching, continuing the World War I trend tonight, but we were just really, we didn't want to go down to that alley.
We were great word out, you know.
Yeah.
We needed a few weeks.
Few months,
yeah.
2 years.
I like a good war movie as much as anybody else, but yeah, you just get depressed with them after a while.
So
unless it's Kelly's Heroes.
Well, yeah, that's true. We'll get there. We'll get to Kelly's Heroes. You know, there's like an Italian knockoff of Kelly's Heroes.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, I need to know more about this.
And it was also made in the 80s.
Ooh.
That's all the more I know, honestly.
So, is it literally just like an Italian version, or is it like they're in North Africa and they gotta steal like the Pharaoh's gold?
I don't know. That's all the more I know. It keeps appearing in my search results.
Because honestly, the thought of a Kelly's Heroes knockoff that's Italian soldiers trying to steal gold from an Egyptian tomb that's under guard by like Rommel.
Honestly,
the pizza.
I'm shocked that an anime hasn't really just taken the plot of Kelly's Heroes and took it by storm. Yeah. I'm not saying referencing Kelly's Heroes because that's been done. You
don't even need to set it during World War II. You can set it during generic future war and put mechs
honestly, in it. Yeah. Just it's about them just trying to.
You could literally just call it mech heist.
And Oddball can be there and everything.
Yeah. Well, Oddball already has an anime cameo.
That's true. Well, How close are we to that Girls on Panzer?
Current subscriber count's 813. So YouTube's been ratioing my videos very hard the past month. My 100th Death Card video got 50 views.
Aww.
Yeah, so I think I've been ratioed pretty hard. So, but the algorithm is fickle. It could come back any day, and I could get a bunch more subscribers. So we'll see what happens.
Real. One of my videos from 2020 has gotten like 100+ likes in the last few days, and it's really embarrassing. So I don't really like my 2020 work.
Yeah, I mean you can delete it if you want to.
I can't because that's 50,000 views, and that's like my highest viewed thing. And it's just the freaking algorithm for some reason is like, hey, look at this.
Is this the TikTok algorithm?
It's the TikTok one. For some reason, like bringing my old cosplay back.
So go beef up Peebus's For Real's TikTok algorithm.
Yeah, actually, beef up the newer ones because they're much better. But I haven't posted in like a year.
But yeah, so we need 187 more subscribers, then we'll be ready for Girls in Panzer.
Do you want me to start asking around college, be like, hey, subscribe?
Yes.
You need stickers. I need to put stickers up.
I've been thinking I need to print more business cards.
Yeah, do something like that.
Yeah, I expended a good bit of business cards today, so I'll need to have them at our run. But yeah, that's what's going on in our development and our respective creator studios. That we'll use that term. Our respective creator studios.
Yep.
So, any good movies you've seen lately?
Other than All Quiet last week, Jess and I finished watching Fruits Basket. We finished the last 3 episodes of that.
It's my next tattoo, honestly.
Have you ever seen?
I have not.
Have you heard of it?
I know.
Okay. It's really good.
He gave it a 10, so.
Oh wow.
Like
It says you don't have feelings.
Define what tell you about 10 out of 10 is this. Is this a Schindler's List 10 out of 10 or is this a T-34 10 out of 10?
It's definitely not a T-34 10 out of 10 because it's hard to say that like it's a fun show because it's really not.
It takes every emotion you have and it's like, let's put this one 100% into you.
So,
yeah, it kicks your heart.
Okay, well the last time you said it's gonna mess with my emotions, we watched Evangelion. And it just
well, that messed with your emotions, just
in a different way, I think.
It fucked with my subconscious.
More like Bruce Best is like, wow, humanity could be good.
Because Fruits Basket has a very interesting and flawed cast of characters.
Oh my god!
And then the main character Tori was like the nicest person ever to exist.
Protagonist ever. She's great.
I like likable characters.
But basically, she helps everybody else get over their trauma over the course of high school.
Even the abuser.
The trauma.
Yeah, they try to redeem the abuser after she literally stabs a guy in the spine. But that's fine.
Then Tori's like, we can be friends.
And then falls off a cliff. But scratch
spoilers.
I don't think
it doesn't end the way you think it ends.
No, it actually is a great
Honestly,
ending.
you just assume anything we say is just coming from a drunken stupid.
Well, last night...
I'm fairly sober right
Last
now.
night I watched Creep.
Well, they don't even know that.
I watched Creep 2 last night. If you don't know what Creep is, it's on Netflix. I don't think it's...
The committee to re-elect President Reagan?
It's about this serial killer who hires videographers and basically like forms this connection with them to like film a documentary for him and then ends up like murdering them brutally. But the second one, it has like a twist at the end. And it was actually... What?
The camera did it?
No. Okay. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like if you like found footage horror, this is like a really good one to watch. Because it's basically like a first-hand account of a guy being like, I'm crazy. And then people being like not believing him, being like, okay, so let's keep filming.
Man, the guy told me he was crazy, but I didn't believe him.
He's like,
stabbed me.
He told me he murdered 39 people, but I thought he was joking. But apparently he
told me he had all these bodies
buried
in
in
his basement.
Wolf mask,
but like, then all of a sudden I went down there, there were bones. I was shocked. I don't know.
Like, it was...
People do dumb things.
Yeah, honestly.
It's just natural selection at that point.
Well, let's see what I've watched. Well, I've been really just grinding for college.
Yeah, you had that finals grind.
Yeah, and then I do what all people do that have been cooped up for many weeks in their house or at work and they have a day off. Go and dump all their paycheck on junk.
Yes.
Oh, literally.
Many times.
Particularly books.
Yep.
I spent mine on picture frames and it wasn't worth it, I will say.
What Evangelion poster is it? You were saying it was an Evangelion.
It's the end of Evangelion, like the movie poster with Ray's head in the background. It's like
it's
classic.
It was I got it at Steel City Con, and it's honestly like a great poster. But I did not want to spend like $30 on a frame.
How much did you buy for the poster?
The poster was probably like $12. But I didn't want to just put it up because I want to like keep it preserved.
Do you ever think about how like 1,000 years from now, like there's gonna be no context for a lot of these things?
That's
So,
why
like-
Garfield's gonna be looked at as a god.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, like, just think about this, though, right? Like, somehow, like, because what? We have, like, 1% of, like, the books from the ancient world have, like, survived, or, like, 0.5%. Like, imagine, like, 0.5% of all the media made now makes it 1,000 years from
And I
now.
bet most of it's not even gonna be a good
Well,
time.
think about this. Imagine if the only thing that survived from Evangelion are the last 2 episodes.
That would be quite the
Define the
mystery
last 2 episodes. You
The
mean
last
like,
2 episodes of the show.
well,
of
again,
the show. So
of the
basically, when
show.
they ran out of
Yeah.
budget,
Yeah, just the introspective.
bro, there would be classes on that in college, being like,
Human
let's
psychology.
dissect
Yeah,
this.
those 2 episodes and the first 10 minutes of Evangelion. Those are the only context for the entire
my
series.
Gosh, that'd be so funny.
Human psychology.
I want Serial Experiments Lane to like remain at the end of times, because I think that one.
I think it has a good chance.
It's very. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it.
It's on the list.
Yeah. One of the people I interact with on the internet, Trippy Soul, he's big on Serial Experiments Lane.
Good taste.
Yes.
That's another
I've heard
tattoo
good
I'm getting in
things.
the future.
Yeah.
I have an anime arm and I have a Lord of the Rings arm.
And when she says that, she means she actually doesn't have any arms. So she has the souls of the anime characters on one
Yeah,
arm, and
I
the
was
souls
actually-
of the Lord of the Rings on the other.
That sounds like an anime.
I was
character,
born like a
honestly.
VeggieTales protagonist.
You can just pick things up, but you have no arms.
I don't have arms, but I pick things up, and I'm like, whoop, guess it's God.
Yeah.
But
The Crunchyroll finally dropped a few more episodes of Golden Kamui, so I was watching.
As it glitches out.
Yeah, as it glitches out. Yeah.
I wasn't even trying the Crunchyroll tonight. I probably could try it on the Roku, but that living room is not designed for internet.
I mean, we were watching anime last night. It kept like blocking, like.
Yeah, it was weird. So it would
Pixelating.
like start pixelating, and I'd have to back out of the episode and reload it.
And that's also
And that
like
worked
the
fine.
last 5 minutes of the episode. It's like we can't leave.
Yeah.
it's all idiot Shinji's fault.
Yeah, pretty
God.
much.
It literally is.
Get in the router, Shinji.
How does that even work?
Look, it's a big router.
Yeah, your soul can connect.
It's like the freaking electron microscope in
I guess that's
Spiderman.
how they got the souls of their mothers and their
Whatever the heck happened there.
Well, you see, a bajillion years before Evangelion started, there was that advanced alien race, right?
Oh, the one with the moon?
Yeah, the one with the moon.
Ah, yes.
Is this how we segue into Moonfall?
Yeah, I think that's a good segue.
Oh my god. Okay, we're going.
we need to see this movie.
We do. So, we didn't watch the movie. We watched, goddamn, what does he call on the other channel? I'm subscribed. It's Cody from Alternate History Hub. It's like Pointless Hub or something.
Yeah, Pointless Hub, I think.
Yeah.
I have to add him to my list of people to watch.
Yeah, did you watch
I've never watched him. I've never watched any of those, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we, me and Connor have followed him for like almost like 10 years.
Oh yeah, he makes interesting stuff.
I'm not a
yeah.
history guy, but if it's like
You need
interesting,
to
I'll
watch the
watch
stuff.
it.
It doesn't
His
matter.
stuff's
He
fun.
does alternate history, so
I like this Challenger video.
I like when he just popped into
Ooh, I love
history
this. I
buffs.
love a good Challenger video.
Yeah, don't you remember? It's the one about like what would have happened if Big Bird was on the Challenger.
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah, I know you
Reagan's fault.
sent it in the
All
group
Reagan's
chat.
fault.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch that later.
In case you thought we were in the darkest timeline, imagine the one.
By the
where-
way, I just realized when I said creep, I didn't mean committed to re-elect President Reagan. It was committed to re-elect President Nixon. God damn it.
Honestly, I didn't know we were
This
referencing.
happens to me. I promise. I know some history.
It's fine. You learn so much history after a while that it all jumbles together.
Well, yeah, but you didn't make really stupid mistakes like that.
Oh, yeah.
And associate creep with Reagan and not Nixon.
Do you want to hear a funny mistake I made yesterday?
Sure.
That has no relation to history.
That's fine.
So I went over to Connor's house, and he's like, "Can you Swiffer for me?" I'm like, "Of course." And he's like, "You have to change the pad on it." I'm like, "Okay." So I take the pad off Swiffer, and then I start Swiffering, but I didn't put another pad on. So I'm
Did
using
you just enter a new word
I
into the Urban Dictionary.
Velcroed the fucking
What?
floor.
No, Swiffering's a verb.
Like I was
Using the Swiffer.
using the Swiffer. It was Velcro though.
It's a corporate
Isn't
verb.
Swifter a like brand name?
Well, it's like Google.
It's like the mop
like
thingy
Googling
with the
something.
spray thingy.
But Jessica actually, she's like, "Oh, it's so quiet, or it's so much quieter than the one that we have." It's like, yeah, there's no pad on there.
God,
No, it was
I
loud.
gotta find a
The
way
spray.
to get this stream.
The
to, like,
spray
catch
was
cameras.
quieter,
The
but then I'm like,
The hand
why does it
gestures.
sound like I'm sandpapering the floor?
Because you were.
Because then I was like halfway through, I'm like,
I probably have all these micro scratches. on
I'm
my floor
so.
now.
Damn.
When I say I'm stupid, I mean I'm stupid. Like, homie, I left it on the bathroom floor. The one I was supposed to put on it, I left it on the bathroom.
But the funny thing was, I actually walked by the bathroom and I saw the pad laying there. I was like, "Oh, Jessica must have dropped one." It didn't occur to me you just didn't put one on.
Because you think I'm better than that.
I just figured you'd notice.
No, I was too busy, I guess.
Yep.
I don't know what I was doing, but I was busy.
So don't have Jess clean the floor.
Don't trust me to do anything, honestly.
Yep.
Who's driving?
I'm driving.
Okay. Back to
Love Roblox,
Moonfall.
anyway.
Yes, Moonfall.
Let's fall on
One of the movies of all time.
It is
Yet
indeed.
to see.
I love the concept of it's just stupid. And it's,
Yeah, so Cody basically just sounds like he's dying inside during the whole video, but there's great editing in the video.
well, there always
Because
is.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
This is the
hilarious.
movie that effectively killed the disaster genre, which, to be fair, I felt has been killed for many years already.
I'm glad it's
They
dead.
keep killing it and then resurrecting it to
Yeah,
kill it again.
apparently this is a movie that should have came out in 2008, but it came out in 2022.
Well, whenever we started watching, I'm like, I feel like I saw the previews for this in like 2009 or something, and I was like, no, it came out like
Last
very
year.
recently. I was like, damn, that
Damn,
tracks for
yeah.
them.
Another time, another place.
Yeah, so it basically decides, so you know how the majority of the public went, man, I really don't like these Alien prequels. I don't like this whole plot about engineers creating humanity, and they're actually humans, and they're also creating xenomorphs, and that's why we haven't yet got the complete prequel trilogy from Ridley Scott. He's like, oh, it's coming. It's not coming. Well,
Ain't happening.
I think Roland Emmerich decided, yes, this is a great idea. I need to fulfill it. So this is his way of finishing the Alien prequel trilogy that Ridley Scott set out to achieve.
It's awful.
Yeah. So yeah, as he says at one point in the video, this is a disaster movie that has lore. Because usually the disaster movies like,
It's not
oh
lore.
no, global warming, or oh no, there's an earthquake, or a volcano just showed
For the
up in
record,
LA.
Roland Emmerich does not understand any of these concepts.
No. But basically, if you've ever heard of the hollow moon theory, which is a thing, basically, back in, I think, the 80s, NASA did this experiment where they crashed a satellite into the moon, and when they got the results back, they're like, it rang like a bell. And I don't know what the science is behind that, but basically, the conspiracy theory community heard that, was like, it rang like a bell. It must be hollow, damn it.
Some people believe in hollow Earth and hollow moon.
Yes.
They just think planets are hollow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guarantee there are people who believe in both.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, but in this case, the moon is an alien Dyson sphere. Now, for those of you, or well,
The vacuum cleaner?
yeah, it is technically a sphere because it's enclosed. But no, so Dyson was some really smart dude a long time ago, and he came up with this concept where, like, I think he's the one who came up with the concept of classing civilizations by the amount of energy they're able to obtain from their sun. And basically, like, the highest level of civilization will be one that literally encloses their sun in, like, an array to gather all of its energy, a Dyson sphere. But yeah, so basically, this ancient precursor race that was basically humans, but like a bajillion years ago, they built all these, like, Dyson sphere things. They conquered the galaxy, and, like, life was pretty chill, I guess. And then Siri rose up against them, as usually happens in sci-fi movies, and killed everybody, except for this one Dyson sphere on this backwater world where there wasn't anything living. And the moon's run by an AI.
Of course it is.
But basically, during one of the space missions, the AI figures out that there's remnants of the humans here, so it attacks the moon in order to throw the moon off of its orbit to crash into Earth and kill everybody. Did I get all that right? I think, from our understanding.
Honestly, more than I understood.
I think that was way more intelligent than what it seems like.
Sounds about right, I think.
We have to see this movie, and we have to have like a disaster marathon, just disaster.
Yeah, we really do.
The
There's so many
rise,
out
the
there.
prime, the fall.
I'm
and
really,
the trough.
I'm really
You gotta-
intrigued
I
by.
feel like the first one you have to watch is like what's considered the first disaster movie of all time.
We're having a
We have to figure out what that is, honestly. I can pull up
It might be the Titanic movie.
Titanic.
Which one?
Well, wasn't
The
there
one
that was
from, like, the
filmed,
1920s?
Yeah, wasn't there one that was filmed like right after?
Yes.
Is
There
it
was
well-
one in 1912.
But it's lost though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can't watch that one. So that's technically a disaster movie. Icebergs are a disaster.
Well, isn't there like one of the first films ever? Is it just they loved filming train wrecks?
Yeah, but that's not really a natural disaster. Like, that's just people taking two
One of
trains
the
and ramming them
earliest was
together.
Fire from 1901.
Wow.
That's cool. It's probably like 3 minutes too.
It'd be very easy to watch. We
Yeah.
probably have to watch it right now and
Probably.
talk about it.
Okay, so it's by some guy named James Williamson. It came out in 1901. Yep, it's 4 minutes and 40 seconds. There you go.
Love the early movies that are
Did
just
it survive?
vignettes.
I didn't read that far. Apparently, 1970s was the peak. In 1990s was the revival.
What do you call now?
The shit.
The apocalypse.
The actual apocalypse.
The sequel generation where everything sucks.
Well, the disaster films in the 70s were more just like real world disasters and just a bunch of A-list actors just
Not like
living it out. And then the 1990s disaster films, for the most part, just decided to end the world.
And that's not as interesting.
Hey, Armageddon kind of slaps, though.
Well,
No,
it does slap,
it
but in a
used
certain
to.
way.
But nowadays, it's kind of like overdone, I feel like. Because
But we're
it's
talking
like,
about the movie Armageddon.
Yeah, the one where they have to...
I'm talking about the plot.
in general. Okay,
No,
yeah, the movie's good. The movie, I
yeah.
like that movie. But Armageddon in general, I feel like people need
It's
to
an
move on.
oil rig men to go and
that-
blow up an asteroid.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, it has my guy in it.
Your
Steve
guy?
Buscemi.
Oh,
Buscemi-
yes.
Buscemi's
yes.
in it.
Love him.
He's in
Not
it.
in that movie. I mean, his character's kind of...
He kind of goes crazy and almost dooms humanity in that movie.
But I love him.
But yeah, because he is God.
We never want to pay taxes again.
I love the fact that Steve Buscemi is like in the same parallels of like whenever he's like, yes, Morgan Freeman, God, Steve Buscemi, God, because he was in that like one show of Daniel Radcliffe there for a while on TBS.
And he also had one of the most based lines in freaking Spy Kids.
What?
Do you think God stays
Oh.
in heaven because he's too lives in fear of what he created?
Well, I don't know.
I forgot he was in Spy. I haven't seen Spy
Or-
Kids.
We need
Wait.
to watch Spy Kids.
Okay, low-key, I get him and Willem Dafoe confused because I like both of them.
I don't.
They're unique
What
actors.
the fuck is that supposed to mean? You don't like both? You don't
I
like
like.
Buscemi?
I like both of them. I don't get them confused.
Wait, here's my thing. I can't keep names and faces straight to save my life. So like,
I'm getting worse at it as I get older, I swear.
yeah. The amount of times at work that somebody shows up my cube to ask me a question, and I'm like,
Look, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, Steve Buscemi showed up after 9/11 to his old fire station and helped everybody out.
Yeah, so we love...
Which is legit true. It's like,
oh, that.
He did. I tell
Yeah,
my
he
mom
did.
that all the time, like, look at Steve Buscemi. Look at him go.
yeah, he
I
was
didn't
a
know that.
yeah, he started out a fireman, then after 9/11, like he reported back to his
Okay, yes, it was him.
reported to
He
his fire
played
station.
Romero, and he had a based line. Spy Kids 2 also came out in 2002.
Jeez.
Island of Lost Dreams. Okay, we have to have a Spy Kids episode now.
We do, honestly.
Honestly, I
I'm
haven't
not
watched
gonna-
those since I was like 5.
I never watched them, so
You've never
Oh.
all I saw was
The thumbs.
snippets of like the memes, and like
Oh, yeah.
I remember like very faintly. Okay, so
Honestly, it's like gonna
story
be
time
crap
with
nowadays.
Redoubt. So I was a very weird kid growing up. Not in the sense that I played with that thing. No, I'm not.
Not the
like that.
psychopath.
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
psycho weird. No, I mean just I like history and like superhero stuff I wasn't really into, or like mainstream, which we're about to completely go against in 5 seconds. But anyways, so I remember like going to like these parties, like family outings, and I'm sure you can relate, where they throw all the kids into one room.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to put on, so the parents just find something really stupid to put on,
Oh my
and
God,
it's
yes.
usually a pretty subpar movie. So I'm not saying Spy Kids is subpar. What I'm saying is
They were very campy.
Spy Kids. The only time I
I
ever
feel like I
saw
like it
it,
more now than I did back then, honestly.
I vaguely remember seeing it like when we were stuck in that one room. I also remember once seeing Barnyard on the TV once. And
Oh,
was
one of the
supposed
most
to be
heartbreaking
Barnyard.
scenes in cinema.
I haven't thought of that
won't
movie in
Back
years, which is weird because it's
down.
in a lot of memes.
All I
he
remember is just
dies.
feeling sick.
Yeah.
You had an adverse physical reaction to Barnyard.
Yes.
The animation kind of makes me ill, honestly, but like
All the human characters really.
The whole
ugly.
effing movie. Makes
The
me
whole movie's ugly. The
Nickelodeon
story,
should stand clear of trying to animate
the scene where
things.
that dude dies, not bad.
Hey, Avatar turned out okay.
The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
I'm talking about Nickelodeon movies.
Nickelodeon
yeah.
movies. The first Jimmy Neutron, the Jimmy Neutron one, which is like kind of like the pilot of Jimmy Neutron, was kind of good. Controversy.
Yeah.
I mean, the chicken dance scene's iconic.
It
It
truly
really
is.
is.
Yeah.
These are all disasters.
I haven't seen Jimmy Neutron in like 20 years.
Yeah, the kids' cartoons, like, still exist?
There's
Like, are there any good new ones? Like, because
Okay.
I just so out of touch now. I don't.
Well,
hear
we
about
live
the
in a
new ones,
parallel
like-
society.
honestly,
now, so.
a lot of the kids networks have been going towards live action.
Yeah, they have.
The last
Every time they try to do it, though, it doesn't end too well.
The last big kids cartoon I heard about is like the Loud House.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard. Isn't that also like the longest fan fiction?
It
ever written?
is. It has like 1,000+ chapters or pages or something.
Literally
like
the War and Peace of fan fiction.
Somehow.
Redoubt just takes a
Somehow.
giant swig of beer.
But there's like other
That was a massage.
There's, like, some
Yeah, that
kids
was.
cartoons are kind of like moving to streaming services, so you have to look out for them. Like Bluey's a very good one.
I've heard Bluey mentioned many times.
I honestly genuinely enjoy Bluey.
Okay,
Well,
I've never seen
My
it.
big rant is when it comes to like children's family shows.
Yeah.
They all are trying to duplicate Avatar. Because Avatar went in with this is going to be a free act story. This is the setting. It's going to be a continuous story the whole way through.
And then it was a masterpiece.
Yeah, it wasn't the first nor the last one to do it, but for
Yeah.
Western animation, it was the first big one in recent memory to do it. It's like, okay, we're taking it seriously from the beginning.
Yeah.
But here's what they forget. So everybody then tries to like, oh my god, we got to make everything super serious now and also attract the adults. So you always have this sudden shift halfway through these shows now.
Oh, it's like so dark.
Yeah, they're like, now
Dark
we're getting
twisted.
dark, so we can be taken seriously. And it was all meant to be dark from the beginning. And here's the problem.
Needs to be in charge of Hollywood.
Avatar's tone was consistent.
Oh yeah.
That's what you mean.
It treated its source seriously, but boy, could it have fun.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna lie, nowadays I have
That mushroom scene still lives free.
Drink cactus juice.
I
It'll
have
refresh ya.
like this. Every time I'm like watching a series, I'm like, oh, it's gonna turn very dark at one point and make me depressed, so that I don't watch it.
Yeah, like to the stupid point where Ruby's like crunch or Rooster Teeth when season 3 came out. They're like,
Ruby.
all right,
Oh my god.
we're gonna get super serious now. We gotta put
I
disclaimers.
fucking loved Ruby the first 3 seasons, and after that, I'm like, ugh.
I'll tell you what. It always like this might seem kind of like weird, especially given that like I study World War II, which is like the most depressing and effed up thing that you can do in your free time for fun. But like, does anybody else pause when you're watching a show, right? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's an episode that has like a disclaimer.
And I'm like, oh shit.
Does that happen to anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I have enough BS going on in my real life. I don't want to have it in my media.
Hey, it happens. At least it's happened to me a lot, like watching anime, where I'm like, "Oh, this is a really fun show," and then all of a sudden, like, there's an episode that has a warning, and it's like, "Oh."
Yeah, the warning's not needed.
Or the warning's like, we do not.
One time it was.
What time?
Which one?
So, this is a fun fact that we haven't talked about on the podcast before. Is that I really like slice of life anime.
As you should.
Yeah, Readout's giving me a look over there. So there was a show.
That was a look.
That was a look. You were looking into my soul with the
I
disappointment.
really was.
Yeah.
I was actually looking into the skull on your show.
Yeah, for the Goonies.
The Goonies never
Yeah,
see
talk about
die.
that movie at some point too.
Oh, I fucking love the Goonies.
But no, there was like this like rom-com that I was watching called If Science Fell in Love, So We Tried to Prove It. And first season was hilarious. It was great. I loved it. Second season came out, and then on the last episode, there was a warning. And one of the side characters gets kidnapped by a guy that she was dating.
Oh,
and then
God.
almost gets assaulted, but thankfully nothing happens. But like it was such a vast tonal shift. It actually like made me physically ill, which does not
Yes.
happen very often.
Yes. Like, okay, so I'm
Well,
like,
that's because the tonal shift was such a whiplash. It was like you were so conditioned.
Well, it
and
was
then
such-
just out of left field.
It hit me like a truck, and it actually like soured not just that season, but the
the
entire
whole
show.
show,
Like
yes.
I'm just like, even if they get a third season, like I
Why would
genuinely
they do that?
I was looking online because I was like, am I crazy? And like everybody online's like, yeah, why the hell did they do that? That was weird.
not
Like,
gonna, okay, so like, I've been in the fandom sphere for like most of my life, honestly. And
I keep a brown best musket between me and fandoms.
there's like, I can, there's
Bayonet
like
length apart.
Yes.
a few things. I don't know exactly what, but I remember having a few things say like, this episode someone kills themselves, so like be careful. And it's like, well, great, thanks for the spoiler. But also it's like, well, no, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch these people that I've grown attached to like get harmed.
But it's just to me with Western animation, they all want to be taken super seriously. So we gotta get super dark suddenly.
Okay.
So we get all the accolades where I'm like, okay, it's okay to be a family show where everybody can enjoy it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Stop making this where this is a kid show, but it's really for the
Any
adults.
strong opinions on the OG Teen Titans? I think it was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
It's been probably a decade since I watched it. But
I haven't watched it. I
Yeah.
literally have the first season on DVD. I've not watched it though, but I had a Beast Boy phase where I would put on green eyeshadow because I wanted to be like him. It was a hyperfixation anyway.
Yeah. Literally lost my train of
We're
thought.
talking about Moonfall, and so now we really got over here.
Well, but then
We're talking about the disaster of Western civilization.
I will say, like, Disney's kind of done okay with some of their more recent shows. Like, Gravity Falls was great, but that was another thing where it's like, okay, we have, like...
that recent?
We got Gravity Falls,
like
The
10 years
Owl
ago.
House, Amphibia.
I mean, it's more recent than
Owl House
Avatar.
is more recent.
Yeah, Owl House.
I've heard
and
Owl House is
Amphibia.
good. I didn't watch it.
I
Amphibia was great.
I've only seen the first two seasons.
I've seen a few episodes.
But,
I really
like-
didn't understand what was happening, so I just had it on TV one night.
No,
Cartoon Network did okay, but then they're kind of like falling back nowadays. Like they had Steven Universe and the Amazing World of Gumball and stuff like that. But I haven't really.
Didn't Gumball also have like a dark turn at the end too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I remember when Gumball came out.
Gumball breaks animation.
I literally recorded the first episode of Gumball on our DVR. I came home from my Monday
It's got
night
puppets.
youth group.
It's got claymation.
Remember the episode where the father gets a job and like the whole universe starts imploding?
Yes.
No, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah. Like all the animation just starts dropping and going batshit. It's
It's
great.
insane. It's so good. But like the first
Lost the
episode,
universe violated.
Yes.
I came home from my Monday night youth group in like second grade and I watched it and it was like fantastic. But then I have not seen the whole series still to this day.
Is it on streaming or?
I'm pretty sure it's on Max, HBO Max.
Yeah.
Or Max.
We have that.
We do.
You could
Just
watch.
Max.
You could watch
But
that.
right
on
now,
HBO
but
and
I've
it's just Max.
I've gotten sucked into the TLC verse.
Oh, no.
TLC
Why?
verse?
Because-
Hold on. I was gonna talk about Spider-Man, but hold on. What?
Okay, so like I'm a writer. I go to school for writing, and I write a lot. So when I'm editing my stuff, I like to have mindless shit on in the background because I can't have silence or else I start thinking. I don't like to think. So I started like putting on trashy reality TV shows. So I
No.
started.
Don't do that.
I started with Toddlers and Tiaras. Cause I remember watching that back in the day.
No.
But then I'm like, and then I was cool. I'm like, oh, My Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding. I kind of remember that one. So I started watching it, and now I'm like, wow, these people are interesting. And
How do you get the job of working for a TV network and having your dartboard full of just
The
random
last-
words and being like,
no, the last episode I watched, this girl married her first cousin, and that was the controversial wedding. The controversial wedding was the lesbians.
Not the killing of the first cousin.
No, she married him.
yeah, it wasn't killed.
No, okay, so she married, apparently,
I'm just confused now.
according to these people, which I know the show's probably not real, but like, according to people, it's like,
So,
Didn't
you mean My
say.
Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding is staged?
but like, they're like, yeah, marrying your first cousin isn't that big of a deal in our culture, but the big deal was that they were living together before they were married. Because the women in that culture, supposedly, aren't allowed to like do anything except clean and have children and get married, where the men can do whatever the heck they want. They can have all the fun they want in their young adult years, which is BS if you ask me.
You tell more about the TLC verse.
Yeah, what else you
Okay,
got?
so TLC verse. As I said, Toddlers and Tiaras. We also have, they originated the Duggar family,
Oh, yeah.
and that obviously leads to a bunch of rabbit holes if you look into it. We have
Yeah.
I don't have enough time.
we have John and Kate plus 8, which
Oh,
is
that I
also
remember that.
moves into a bunch of rabbit holes. But they have nice.
There are rabbit holes. That go
They
into
have
8 plus 8.
the 1,000-pound sisters, which are kind of very entertaining.
Yep.
My
I
600-pound
can believe
life.
it. Everything's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I believe. Oh,
They had My
Let's
Big
not talk
Fat Life. They had Dr. Pitbull
they got too many obese shows.
But
guys.
but basically, if you think of a person, there's probably a reality TV series on TLC that's.
When are we getting a reality TV series?
This is the reality TV series.
When I was a little,
It's happening right now.
a cringe
Yeah.
fact, when we were young and we actually played with the kids on our street, I used to think that we were in a reality TV series called The Lane.
The Lane.
The Lane.
That would have been good. That would have been a good name though.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Let that sink in, America.
I don't know if I've ever really watched anything on TLC.
You probably didn't because it was basically reality TV or like I didn't know I was pregnant or like baby story or like shit like that.
It's always in the morning. Then like evenings, like the obese channels. The other reason I know this because I'm like skimming through the channel. Well, used to before I just said screw cable. And you're skimming through to go from the sport channels like oh god, a TLC channel just flipped. Just
Oh,
skip through
they
quickly.
have Hoarders too, and Hoarders is another can of worms. Such an interesting show, but so sad at the same time.
You know,
Like, I remember going to my friend's house when I was like 12, and we would watch that for like hours. It kind of made me sick, honestly.
you know,
And that's why you don't own anything.
I'm a minimalist.
You literally just have an army cot in the middle of an empty room.
Yeah, it really did a
with
number
an
on me.
Evangelion poster.
Yeah, with an Evangelion poster. That's
Ray's eyeball always staring at her.
Because I need someone to watch me, or else I'm gonna cry. I
So you
need
picked
attention!
Not just Ray. You picked Lilith Ray. Lilith.
Yeah,
Adam,
like, literally, like,
whatever the.
And it has like Asuka.
Go watch the.
It has
the
Asuka
wall
and Shinji, and
Evangelion.
seriously.
Asuka's in like her torn uniform, but it's like the back view.
yeah.
So she has like a band-aid on her arm, and Shinji's just like,
What just happened? Shinji is like me after that stream.
Yep. Just like
So,
me, for real, for real.
You know, we just live in this very dark reality, and everybody just wants to make things darker and darker.
I love it and I hate it at the same time.
I want to inject some color.
Okay.
I want to talk about Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes! Yes!
Not the new Across the Spider-Verse film.
Which will probably be good, honestly.
I'm very worried.
The first one was great.
The first one was pretty good.
The first one, I believe, Sony didn't know what was happening.
Honestly,
and it just and the studio was just allowed to.
I'm
The
not-
actual animators like, oh my god, we could actually work on something.
I'm a big animation guy, so most of the time I'm like nutting over the animation.
Do you think it was like the Do you think it was like the Punishment Project, like Shrek was?
Shrek was a punishment project, yes.
Yeah, you're familiar with this?
No, I'm not.
So
Was it?
they were working on Prince of Egypt.
Yes.
Which
Okay,
is a beautiful movie.
It's fantastic. It's arguably
Great
DreamWorks' best.
soundtrack.
I want to say it's my favorite film, but it's arguably their best one.
Yeah. So apparently everybody wanted to work on Prince of Egypt because everybody thought that was gonna be like this big like magnum opus. And
was.
basically, anytime that you like fell behind, anybody who got kicked off the team or was like falling behind would get sent to go work on Shrek.
Which became a bigger thing.
Yeah, which became a far bigger thing in the.
Yeah, is this like the Lion King situation? Everybody wants to be on Pocahontas.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, but the project that everybody gets sent to because of whatever reason automatically becomes the better.
Which just shows you that picky bosses are bitches and they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't
be a bootlicker is what I'm saying. Live your life, do what you want to do, live your dream, be what you want to be. Except if that's like a pedophile, don't be that.
Why would you go there?
Because
immediately?
it came to my brain, bro. I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Is Jess gonna be canceled?
Yes.
As always happens.
Wouldn't be the first nor the last.
I'm sorry. I have no filter.
And the funny part, you weren't even here for that one, so you're
I'll
gonna.
figure it out in editing.
Yeah, you'll hear it in editing. You'll be like, what the?
Where was I?
Wait, was that not a normal track to go down?
No.
I don't know these things. I don't know
love
these
you
things.
talking about Spider-Man. I come back and
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was checking a notification on my phone, and I just hear the word, and I look up. I'm like, why are we going here?
Because I felt like it aligned with what I was saying somehow. Because people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna run."
got
with
too
it."
many projects open, Jess.
So Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. So new Spider-Man coming out. We all have different opinions.
I mean, they're probably gonna watch it without me, and I'll catch it on streaming at some
I
point.
kind of want to see it in
Drag you to theaters.
I want to see it in
Yeah.
theaters because I feel like
I
that's like the best way to.
I don't
see
get to
it.
go to the theater very often.
Because I
anymore.
still have not seen the new Guardians of the Galaxy, and that makes me mad.
I heard it's good.
I heard it's good too.
But it's hard with the
What's
Marvel
a Marvel?
movies. Yeah. Well, it's like after.
Well, I fell off after Endgame.
After Endgame. Well, that's like now that they got into like the multiverse and stuff. It's like Why is everything gotta be a multiverse?
It's too
I
many
never liked the
movies.
multiverse concept. I never look. I'm what you would call a normie when it comes to superhero stuff. Yeah, that's weird.
I get it.
saying
I feel
I'm
like
the
it's just
normie.
lazy writing, honestly.
I remember hearing about the multiverse stuff like 6-7 years ago, and I was like in internet chats going, this just seems like a lazy excuse that if you screwed up your story, it's just a good, oh, that was just one universe, we're gonna do another
Or
universe.
it's like, I
now."
want to write fan fiction of my own work.
Yeah, it's like, this just seems very lazy.
Yeah.
It just seems like it doesn't, there's words, and I can't think of the words I want to use. It doesn't hold the writers to a higher pedestal that they should be on.
Yeah.
A higher standard. It doesn't. it just allows for lazy writing, lazy work. It's like, oh, you got a C+, that's fine.
For real. And I used to be one of those Tumblr Marvel nerds, so I was like very, very in the fandom.
Yep, I remember that.
And I have not seen a new Marvel movie since the last Spider-Man came out, which was Far From Home.
Well, it's too much to keep track of now.
There's so much. There's so much. So I like I have to choose what I'm keeping track of. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and Deadpool. Yeah. That's like kind of what I'm going for.
Well, and the Deadpool movies come out so seldomly, it's easy to kind of keep up with them.
It is. Like, I've seen the first two multiple times, honestly.
Yeah, well, both of them are fun movies.
Love Deadpool.
But yeah,
love Ryan
I just, like, I can't keep up with the multiverse stuff. Like, I don't have enough brain power. Like...
No, like, I don't have the money to go to the theaters so often.
Well,
like,
also once you got the TV shows,
it would be
yes. Like the...
I don't have that much time. I have a job, I have school, I have things I have to do. Well, and I can't just sit there and watch hours upon hours of content.
And my thing is, like, I'm following so many different series at once.
Exactly,
anyway,
like, I have
like,
no interest.
I don't have time to keep track of all these series and then try to keep track of your spaghetti timeline over here. And
so,
like,
yeah.
Let's wind the clocks back to a simpler time then. To
2002.
When, you know how many Marvel films we had? Okay, I don't know the actual number. Not many.
Not many.
But
Put it
it
up on
wasn't a
screen.
universe.
We had
It wasn't a multiverse.
I think we had a few in the 90s, but they
and
kind
you
of
know how many Spider-Man films we had? One. And it just came out. This is, in my opinion...
Spider-Man. That's the title.
The OG Spider-Man, Sam Raimi directed, the original trilogy,
Tobey
is
Maguire.
the best superhero trilogy ever. That's my opinion.
That is an interesting opinion.
Yeah, it is.
it is one of the opinions.
That is an opinion.
It is entertaining as all hell.
But I love the movie, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen them since I was like 10, maybe. So it's been a good 15 years. And honestly, it held up. It was entertaining. Yeah.
When the last memory I have of watching that movie was I watched that movie and then an hour later, my best friend's mom was yelling at me for like 2 hours straight. So
well, she was psychotic. So.
She was psychotic. So it wasn't. I don't think it was me. I was also like 13.
The last memory. So before I really rediscovered this during the pandemic, my only memories of the Raimi films. I remember seeing Spider-Man 3 distinctly. Again, at a place where we were all family and all the kids were shoved into one room with a very little TV,
goodness, yes.
and it was playing. Yes, my introduction to Raimi Spider-Man was the third one. But the one with emo Peter.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the dance moves?
Look, it takes balls to put a jazz number in a Spider-Man film, so I have respect.
Honestly, these films give us so many prime memes.
It does. No, we only just watched the first one today.
Yes.
We'll watch the other ones periodically because they're all great. But just look, Dafoe. That's all I need to say. Dafoe.
We're big Dafoe
Excellent.
fans.
Excellent as
We
always.
consider him the friend.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
Is that the name of the Willem Dafoe fan club?
Willem the friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Yes.
yeah, we're starting that now.
get the t-shirts up on the store.
I think he seems friendly to me.
Oh yes, that giant green mask that looks very oddly like his own face.
I feel like if I met him on the street, I'd be like, "Hey, Willem," and he'd be like, "Hey." But I mean, I don't know him.
I'm something of a nice guy myself.
Hey,
Look,
Riz, shut up.
this film is just so. It's had an interesting career on the internet. You know, when it first came out, there virtually was no internet. It was in its infancy, and everybody loved it. Like, everybody's like, oh my god, it's the greatest superhero film, period. Well, we never realized we could have it so good. Then Spider-Man 2 came out, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's even better! And then Spider-Man 3 came out, and everybody's like, eh. 1 and 2 were great, though.
Disappointment.
And then we got to, like, the 2010s, when everything had to be so dark and brooding. And everybody's like, oh, you can't like the Raimi films. They're too kiddie.
The first Avengers film was not that dark.
No.
It was a good time, honestly.
No, but there was a general trend by that point, just general super. I'm not
Okay,
just
we're
talking about
talking
Marvel. I'm talking
the Dark
superhero in
Knight
general.
kind of like threw up.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
be
everyone's
a
wanted
little
to do the Dark Knight
brooding.
trilogy.
Well,
Because
in the
that
Marvel
was the
movies, they just on the darkness scale, they just kept going darker.
I would go to Marvel movie and I'm like, I'm gonna have a fun time. And then by the end of
Increase
my
the grayscale.
by the end of my Marvel career, I'd go to the theater like actually anxious to the point I was sick because I was so afraid of who's gonna die in the next film. And I don't think that's like really the best way to market your films on it. That's my personal opinion on it.
You mean you don't like going to the movie and having a death pool for who's gonna die?
No, because I remember me and my
I got $10 on Captain America. I see 20
me and
on
two
Iron
of my
Man.
friends would go together and we always be like, I know this person's gonna die. I think this
You
person's
were
gonna die.
never right.
And then No, but like endgames are like 5 seconds in the endgame. I sobbed. Not gonna lie, I was very into it, and then it was too much. But it's also a great film.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like 4 fucking hours.
Yeah, but sometimes greatness can't be cut down.
That's why random movie hopping. I found a movie that was like 5 hours long.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's like a
from
series.
the 60s. It was filmed in Portugal.
What is it? Is it a war movie?
No, it's like some guy during like the Napoleonic Wars like finds this like manuscript that about his like great grandfather, and basically the rest of the movie is reading that story, and then somebody in that story telling a story about telling another story that, and basically it's like Inception but a book.
Sounds like war movie.
Sounds very boring.
That sounds like a lot of.
It's also not on streaming except in Portuguese. Like there's no English like sub that of it. It's on.
I don't think it ever went beyond Portugal. I don't even think it made it to Spain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have the title written down here somewhere. But one of these days I'm gonna get it and watch it if I can find a sub version.
Yeah. Because honestly, I think Endgame is one of the longest movies I've watched.
Oh, the Saragossa manuscript. That was it.
Saragossa manuscript. They're into it.
Yeah. Yeah, Saragossa manuscript, 1965. Okay, it's not 5. It's 183 minutes, so it is 3 hours.
It's still a long time to sit down for a movie.
It's got 4 stars on Letterboxd though.
Which is impressive for a Letterboxd.
Oh, yeah.
So people are.
Since you're on there, pull up some of the Spider-Man reviews. They were pretty,
Oh, yeah, for the
OG.
So, for Spider-Man 2002, the top review is, why does Willem Dafoe need to wear the giant Green Goblin mask when it's identical to his normal facial expression? Which, yeah.
Fair enough.
The second one is, Uncle Ben would be alive if pro wrestling had a union.
True.
Yeah. And the third one is, I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these cranberries.
Oh, it shows up.
Yep. But yeah, somebody else here is commenting on how the movie now plays like a non-stop meme compilation, and it does.
It really
it's literally,
does.
It's just meme to meme to meme.
Every scene I'm like, that's a meme. That's a meme. That's a meme.
You should be submitted to the Library of Congress. It's historically significant.
Because
when do you think the Library of Congress will start cataloging memes?
it has to be sometime soon. Because there's so much you have to get into to like understand
Firstly,
something.
a president who's at least 50,
Not
under the age of 60.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
I mean, okay, Obama, I don't think was.
Oh yeah, okay, Obama was big.
Fair enough, but I don't know if he's into memes.
Remember he came on stage. He did
kind
the
of
video
cool
with
guy.
when he did the Thanks Obama meme.
That's true.
He kind of like I think.
But whether that was him
but
or
he
if
had
one of his
younger-
staffers is like, if you do this, the kids are gonna.
But he also had
I don't think there's been a
daughters.
single president that's hip with the kids.
He had daughters that were younger, so they might have been able to like
Roosevelt was
keep
hip
him
with the
in the loop on that
Teddy.
kind of thing.
Okay, that was 100+ years ago.
Teddy's still hip with the kids.
He is.
Yeah.
I got this book, when I blew all my money. It's basically the history of Teddy Roosevelt, but just told in political cartoons.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I guess I was like, there's so many Roosevelt books to choose from here, but I can only buy one, and I'm like, this is the best.
Oh, that's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Roosevelt political cartoons? My God, they had a field day with him.
Oh yeah.
They turned him. You think Garfield is an eldritch horror? What they did to Teddy Roosevelt.
Is Teddy Roosevelt a Lovecraftian monster?
Potentially, yes.
An eldritch god?
Potential.
Well, wouldn't that be a plot twist if, like, there was an eldritch god for America and it was literally just Teddy Roosevelt? That's the best timeline
When
right
I
there.
think of Teddy Roosevelt, I think of Night at the Museum.
Fair enough.
Robin Williams, R.I.P.,
Yeah.
but like,
Of course,
likable.
now I'm just picturing, like, Teddy Roosevelt fighting, like, Queen Elizabeth and Rasputin. And that's, like...
What the hell did Rasputin do now?
The song.
Russian queen.
Yeah, because obviously the way that the gods of nations are created is through, like, popular, like, emotional consensus.
And people love to dance to that song.
Yeah. Plus it'd be funny.
Yeah.
They lived it. They
What
lived
does
it.
this
Same
become?
It's the Free Friday where we can talk about
I guess.
Casual Fridays,
Casual
brother.
Friday.
I'm gonna have photographs of Moonfall and Spiderman on the thumbnail.
Moon Spider.
And
Moon Spider Fall Man?
Moon Spider Man Fall.
3, 2,
That was the cat?
1.
Oh, we're gonna get.
What the hell noise is that? Keep talking as I go discover what's going on.
We may be about to be killed by an Elder Shore.
Maybe something from the toilet.
The toilet?
You know, toilet monsters.
Ah.
A long line of lore that we have no time to get into.
I'm just gonna drop that there.
I'm just gonna drop that there for a future episode. More on that later. Blech.
It will never be referenced again.
Nope. Unless someone reminds me in like 10 years.
His friend playing his game of, I guess I'll live or die.
Cat lives on the edge.
He really does.
Yeah.
He does some stuff.
Well, see, he's got 9 lives. He's gonna use all of them, damn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider-Man.
So there's not much to say. I mean, you know the plot of Spider-Man. I think most people do. Well,
Yeah.
should.
It's pretty. It's like the quintessential superhero plot.
Yeah, it really is. And
Man gets bit by spider, hilarity ensues.
yes,
Yep,
honestly,
Tails all the time.
That kind of sums up this movie.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. But I did introduce them some key facts, like the legend of the Oldsmobile.
Yeah, I was not familiar with the.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so Sam Raimi, same director that did Evil Dead, has a prize car, and it's I believe it's a 1973 Delta 88, if I got that correct. I probably don't have it correct. I don't know cars. I know my trains, but I do not know my cars. It's an Oldsmobile. It's an Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, his family had that car for a while, and then sold it to him, like, when he was a teenager. That was his first car. By God, he loved that car to bits. So, it has been a quintessential part of film history. That car was used by Sam Raimi, Robert Tabbert, Bruce Campbell, and Ted Raimi to go to, like, the first screenings of their early films, including The Evil Dead.
Woo!
Ooh.
So, I likely also one of them probably lost their virginity in the back of the car, but we won't talk about that. And
It's a different podcast.
yeah, different podcast. So, and then it's been a thing where that car shows up in every Sam Raimi film. I don't know how it shows up in The Quick and the Dead, but he claims it doesn't. Have you seen The Quick and the Dead?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think we did.
It's a Western.
Yeah, it's the one where there's like that duel going on in that town, right? It's like a duel
Yeah.
contest. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he says it's there. Apparently, like it's there, but
In the
like under
background?
something. Yeah, it's like it's there.
Is it covered up like the Mandalorian and the third batch
Yeah,
of
it's
Future?
still up to dispute. He says like it's a wagon or something, which just makes like you went for all this effort to camouflage it when you just got a wagon.
Well, I did see a video today where somebody put like Amish buggy wheels on a Tesla. So that was,
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, and then they drove it upside down. Because you gotta realize the Tesla's, low and the buggy wheels are high, so it's they could do that. They had clearance.
Oh man.
Yeah, so yeah, the car shows up in this movie.
Yep,
It's
it's,
Uncle Ben's car, and then we were laughing at the prices of cars when they were looking at when Tobey Maguire's looking at the prices because Peter wants to impress MJ.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, I could get an Aston Martin convertible for $4,000. It's like, where? When have you ever been able to get an Aston Martin convertible for $4,000?
We were all babies when this came out.
Like, how have car prices gone so high between 2002 and now?
Bro, it's like the same amount as the house was.
And also,
Yeah.
your uncle owns an Oldsmobile.
Yeah, that's not hip with the kids, It's not convertible.
It is a beautiful car.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. But kids are stupid.
I'm sorry. It's a beautiful car.
Kids are stupid.
A solid as a rock Oldsmobile versus a goddamn plastic sports car.
No, hear me out. So he shows up to pick MJ up for a date, right? And he's in like one of the horseless carriages from like 1902. Just rolls up. He's got like his cloak on. He's got a top hat. That is style.
That's Riz.
That is Riz.
Oh my god. Give me ideas. Where do I get me a horseless carriage?
Well, there was like a collector's group of them that came to a museum that I was working at back before I was working at the one that we worked at together. Yeah, and they came through. It was really awesome. And somehow they made it over the ridge, which was impressive.
Miracles have been known to happen.
But yeah, they go 20 miles per hour, and yeah, they drive with like a stick instead of a steering wheel, and it's, yeah.
Also, can we mention too in this movie, just you guys are bringing up how much backstabbings occur?
Oh my gosh, it's like they're like the worst friends. Like, because you have Parker and MJ that have this thing where they like each other, but MJ is dating Harry.
Yes.
And Harry's just being a sad boy, and he like his dad. His dad, Willem Dafoe, he has issues there, and like his dad's telling him like MJ is just dating you for your money. That's all she cares about. And then he like walks in on MJ and Peter having a moment. And he's like, oh. But also MJ makes out with Spider-Man at one point. Doesn't realize that it's Peter, but Peter knows that it's MJ, so he also knows that she's dating his best friend. But he still kisses her anyway because he likes her, and totally screws bro code, which you're not supposed to do. And,
multiple times.
And it's like, I feel bad for Harry. Like, he really got screwed in this movie.
It'll cause him trauma.
He broke bro code once and it went down,
yeah.
so this is a lesson in not breaking bro code.
Not only did his girlfriend break up with him for his best friend, but also his dad died.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
The dad they don't have much of a good relation to.
Yeah, but it's like, at least he had one, you know? And it's like...
Peter didn't have one. Well, he kind of had one, but he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dad that goes Harry. It's like, oh, hey, Peter!
You're smart, I like you.
Yeah, we can talk about science. My son's an idiot.
My son does sports.
Yeah.
Take a shot every time Willem Dafoe drops a meme in this movie.
Oh my gosh, it's just full of them. Yeah, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Back to formula?
Classics.
You can't do this to me.
And all of the Peter Parker facial expressions, they've just become
fantastic.
Memes. Yeah.
Yeah, Toby giving it his all.
Yeah.
Especially when Uncle Ben dies. I think I've seen that one the most.
Yeah. Yeah, that crying face, yeah.
This somber, horrific scene is now, I mean...
That's how it is, man.
That means he did
people
well.
will take the most effed up scene in any movie and be quirky with it.
Yep, we're going with this.
I kind of vibe it because it makes everything less like sad and scary and serious.
Then we just got the most batshit wrestling sequence you can.
That was hilarious.
So you're the only one at the table who knows anything about wrestling. So tell us what was wrong with that scene.
Everything. Everything. When I mean everything, nothing was wrong. This was beautiful.
The cage descends from the roof.
If this was a wrestling show, I would still be watching wrestling. Let's just put it that way. If the wrestling,
it was pretty entertaining.
The New York Wrestling League, if that's what WWE was, they would be through the roof. But Randy Savage is there, calling himself Bonesaw.
Bonesaw.
Bruce Campbell, Ash fucking Williams himself is the ring announcer, doing a pretty bang up job. I mean, I think Bruce Campbell would have done well if he wasn't an actor. He had a good career as a ring announcer.
Yeah.
He's introducing everybody. Bestows Spider-Man his name. I should mention.
Yes.
Ash Williams, the man with the chainsaw hand, bestows Spider-Man his name. That is canonical.
Because what does Parker try to call himself? Is the Spider person?
The human spider.
The human spider. Yeah.
The human spider. That will never work.
Yeah. The ring announcer's like, this is trash. Let me fix that for you. Spider-Man.
No, he got my name wrong.
Yeah, Peter's not gonna go on stage. He's like, you got my name. You got to read
He's so mad about it.
So the human spider. It's like
a Karen who had her name mispronounced at Starbucks.
It's not Karen. It's Karen.
We put Queen Karen outside for a while, so
the X in my name is silent. You look like you just had a flashback. No.
Long story.
Long story.
Anyways. But yeah, was it Octavia Spencer is the running like the check-in?
Yeah.
She's just there.
In there.
She's just there. It has like the most deadpan results in those 30 seconds. She's like, like, may God have mercy on your soul.
But yeah, because you have little guy Peter going up against Bonesaw, who's like,
he's jacked on Slim Jims.
Yep.
Totally not nothing else.
Yeah, definitely not. There's no connotations there. But yeah, no, the cage descends. Like, you gotta last 3 minutes in the cage with Bonesaw, and of course
he wins.
Of course, Spider-Man wins. He knocks him out, but because he didn't go the full 3 minutes, the guy running the match is like, well, I'm gonna give you $100. You didn't last 3 minutes. You knocked him out too early. And then, literally 10 seconds later, gets robbed. Like, literally, Peter walks out the door as the guy walks in with the gun.
I forgot the part where that's my problem.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy who runs the show there hit him with I forgot the part where that's my problem. And then, of course, the guy robs him, steals all of his money, runs past Peter into the elevator, and leaves. The guy's like, "Why did you try to stop him?" I didn't know that was my problem. The classic moody teenager.
And then that guy kills Uncle Ben.
And then that guy kills Uncle Ben.
But to be retconned in the third film.
Wait, really?
Yes.
I forgot that.
Yeah, but Ben dies, but they retcon a whole thing that like there was another robber and that's who actually killed.
Oh, so Peter went off after the wrong guy?
No, just...
Yeah, how does that work? 'Cause he stole Ben's car.
Yeah, there's a second person. I don't want to spoil too much.
They had to go all weird on it to make it make sense.
Yeah, let's just say Spider-Man 3 just tries to do too much at once.
Yeah.
And that's why we never got any more Raimi Spider-Man films. And it took Raimi 20 years to come back to the end, to Marvel.
Were there more planned than the third one?
Yeah, he had ideas for a fourth one. The big problem was he wanted to do one villain, and he decided, I'm going to do the Sandman for the third Spider-Man. And Sony's like, yeah, but Venom's really popular, so you should have Venom in it. And he's like, well, I'm not... And Sam Raimi's always said he's never liked the Venom character. He's just like, it's just not me. He's like, I don't know what I can do with it. There's not much I can do with it. So he's like, let's save that for another movie. And they're like, no, you're going to use him in 3. And he's like, yeah, but I already wrote the script for Sandman. And Sony went in and just scribbled all over the margins, Venom, Venom, Venom. You're also going to have Venom. And when we watch Spider-Man 3, you'll notice where Sony went in and just like, you're going to have Venom now. And that's how we got Emo Toby, Emo Peter. That is the origins.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
With the classic...
Yeah, the rumor is the 4th Spider-Man would have had the Vulture.
Oh, okay.
And they were hoping to get John Malkovich as a Vulture.
That would be cool.
One person that could one-up Dafoe in hammy acting. And Bruce Campbell denies it, but you can look at like the early blueprints for the proposed 4th film. He was supposed to be revealed as like Mysterio, like in the opening sequences.
Oh yeah.
Which was supposed to, which would explain why he keeps showing up in different roles throughout, like in cameos in the other films.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of supposed to it had been a gag role still, but
yeah, but it went cool.
Yeah, like it all ties together, but we never got that.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
We got the first of many reboots. Still rebooting. God, we have 4 different Spider-Mans now. Well, then we do the multiverse shit.
The thing is, I like different things for each of them.
I really like Into the Spider-Verse. I really do. It did a lot with characters and with plot. I don't like multiverses. I'm really not interested in stuff. I don't like this, there's infinite Spider-Mans. I'm like, there's one Peter Parker. That's just my opinion on it. So... But in my opinion, they excelled and all right. I'm like, no, this is great. This was a great one-off. I enjoyed it. If you can pull off a sequel, by all means. But I don't trust Sony making lightning strike twice. Especially considering what they did with the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Remember, folks, same studio, Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was like front-loading on crack.
Wait, that's Garfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where...
I haven't seen it in like 12
Sony
years.
decided the first Amazing Spider-Man, which did modestly well, and they went, that's pretty good. Now let's dump everything into the second film. And I mean everything. We're going to start a Spider-Verse in 2012. We're going to have so many different villains and drops and hints of so many expanded universe, and they're still trying to run with the Garfield verse, because technically... The Venom films that come out recently are technically attached to that universe.
Oh, I didn't
Weird.
know that.
Okay.
Or at least that's what I've understood. It's still their effort to try to make it.
I wouldn't mind. I like Andrew Garfield.
You remember when like films didn't have to be in a like universe of films?
I miss those days.
When films could just be
like,
films.
do you remember when they tried to make like the dark universe with like all of the old...
They tried and failed.
Universal monsters.
Remember when they said Van Helsing was the start of the Dark Multiverse? They're like, nah, that wasn't. The Mummy really is. And the Mummy happened.
And then the Mummy was trash, and yeah.
And they're like, shit.
They need to hire people that...
How about write a good standalone story?
They need to hire actual writers to write these frickin' scripts.
Well, no, they have ChatGPT now, so they can just...
Which probably will write better than the writers.
I don't trust any AI ever. I swear. They all suck.
Well, yeah, that's when they get you. You know, you trust the AI to write your funny joke messages, and the next thing you know, you're...
If you can't think of it yourself, don't say it. Just fucking live with the fact that you're a loser.
Yeah, tell that to the Writers Guild.
I will.
They're still on strike. Last I checked.
How long have they been on strike now?
They should be.
Like a month. Oh no! What a nightmare. It's like there's room for actual talent now to write. What do you mean I don't need my mocha latte with cow juice in my giant apartment complex in Los Angeles to be able to write a script?
Yeah.
Bro, you give me a typewriter and an alley, I'm done. I can write for hours.
You know The Shining? Just send me there.
Yeah.
Send me there and I'm good. I can write 3.
You can hang out with the ghosts.
I can write about
I'll
10 novels
fun.
and a few scripts. I can put that all in there.
There's a lot of good writers out there today that don't need all this.
If you've read fanfiction, you know
Tinsel.
this. Fanfic writers, great. Some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
Not all of them.
And guess what? A lot of stuff is free to read. You can just go out there and get it
Yeah.
and be entertained. And in fact, you can go the extra mile and maybe support them if they have like a donation or something on there.
Yeah, that's...
It depends on the offer.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them do, some of them don't. I think most of them do now, though. At least most of the ones that are, like, bigger. That is kind of an interesting thing now, is, like... There's like a whole economy on the internet that is literally just, I produce content for free, and if you like it and would like to give me money, you can. But if you don't want to, that's cool. Like, has there been a similar thing in human history where, like, people just do work like this for free because they want to, and then people donate money to them? Like, I guess Renaissance artists and stuff would have, like...
What about the poets that just went town to town, like Homer?
Yeah, but that's kind of... It's almost like street performing at that point, though, isn't it? Like, I don't know.
That'd be a way I'd say you can compare what some people are doing today.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they're not out there in the street, but...
Yeah, it's just online, which is the street of the world now. But
Dear God.
yeah. So yeah, you know, give money to that guy that sits on the subway with the sign, because you know what? He might be writing your favorite fan fiction. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, he's doing the Lord's work while a bunch of people whine that they don't get their mocha latte of cow juice.
If you whine about lattes, fuck you.
Is that a t-shirt?
I hope.
I'm sure you have experiences. Do you have any experiences with any stuffy writers that are completely disconnected from the world?
I don't know exactly. So I mean, I worked in like a small town thing, but like, there were some college professors who thought they were like, oh, you're just a barista. I'm gonna talk to you like you're a baby.
Yeah, I find PhDs tend to be pretty insufferable.
They're like, oh, hello, can I get and then they just like go on, and I'm like, yep, and they're like, did you get that? I'm like, I got that.
Why are they British?
Because they all have, because their brains expanded so much.
Their brains expanded and they became British? Is that how it works?
Somehow, I guess. I mean, I don't freaking know. They just say stuff, and I'm like, bruh, shut up.
Yeah, I don't know. People get like a piece of paper saying they know stuff, and they get all uppity. I say as somebody who does not have a PhD, but I do have
Or there's the other
bachelor's.
end of the spectrum who was like, I never went to college, but I know everything because I know things.
I think we went in, we're like, all right, we're gonna talk about these two things, and I don't think we hit a many.
We kind of did.
We
Not
hit many
gonna
more
lie,
topics.
I
than we
never
anticipated.
intended on staying on topic.
That is true.
I know myself.
But
I'm like,
how
I'm
do
just
I make a
gonna
thumbnail for this?
You just pick a couple random things and you throw them on there.
make a little meme.
Well, like we were talking about the algorithm. What do you think the algorithm likes?
Feet. Was that not right?
The answer most people would say, Jess's answer.
Of the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who's your favorite?
I never really got into TMNT.
I think I like Michelangelo, Raphael. I don't know.
Okay.
I never really got into them either.
Yeah.
I was a Teen
I
Titans guy.
recently learned that apparently if you say Donatello, that automatically leads to the foot.
The foot thing?
Oh,
Why?
lordy.
Yeah.
Why?
Somebody found
What's the lore?
I don't know. Somebody found
Connor,
a
you know
correlation.
fandoms. You could probably put two
Somebody
together.
found a correlation. It's just
Interesting.
like the internet.
I like the orange one.
The orange one.
The funny one.
I like the rat guy that lives in the sewer. He seems...
Shredder?
Yeah.
You gotta sort it out, man.
What?
You gotta sort it out. You gotta all figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's living in the sewer. He's eating trash.
He's teaching turtles.
Hey, he's doing kung fu. It's like, you know.
He knows what he's doing, and that's
Yeah.
what matters to him.
Now, the algorithm, nobody knows what the algorithm is.
It really is the ghost in the machine.
Rhythm. It's all connected.
But it literally is, because it is the difference between your video succeeding and failing is literally the
You have to literally know what to put.
Yeah.
And that's the stupid part of content creation these days, is you have to, like, know what tags are, like, popping off.
Yeah. Well, and it's like if you have, like, niche content, it's so hard growing an audience, because it's not getting recommended to people. Like us. I've been on YouTube for, since 2017, you know? And, like, I have maybe 10 videos that have cracked, like, 1,000 views.
Some people are like, so does it have to be long videos? That doesn't work. So short videos? That doesn't work. Do many uploads work? That doesn't work. So maybe one upload every four months? That doesn't work. Nothing works!
Yeah. Like, I have a consistent upload schedule. It's basically every Friday, and, like...
I do believe the algorithm is malicious and likes people being mindless. So
Yeah.
anything that has a single thing of education, or may be counterintuitive to people being on the internet 24/7, it doesn't want to promote.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I think.
Yeah, it sucks.
It really does.
Okay, but the cosplay TikTok algorithm, as someone who's a veteran of that cosplay TikTok, there was a period of like 2 years where if you did not cosplay My Hero Academia, no one looked at you. And that was a dark period of my life because I succumbed to it.
Yeah, that's a fandom you don't want to be a part of.
No.
What fandom?
My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
I used to watch... And then I kind of got ruined because of the algorithm and also the people that interacted with my videos, and it was a whole thing.
Most fandoms in general are just trash.
Yeah, I kind of have to start separating myself from them.
You must become comfortably numb to it.
Yeah,
for real.
comfortably numb. But it's like I have a saying that, like, the worst thing about Christianity is the Christians.
True.
I say as a Christian myself, but, like, it's the same thing with fandoms. The worst thing about any, like, thing that you like is the other people who like the same thing.
They take it to a different level, and it's like you have people with differing viewpoints.
And it's not everybody, obviously. Like, there's cool people in every fandom too, but like.
But there's a very vocal minority.
Yeah, there's the very vocal part of any community that's just toxic.
And it's cringe.
Yeah.
I've seen so many things I shouldn't have seen.
Well, that's anybody who's lived on the internet for.
Yeah, as a person who's been on internet since I was like 5. I've seen my stuff.
Yep. Hey, you know how it is. The reenacting community's got those people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make out of the reenactment community. I'm stuck between the Stitch Nazis and the Farbs.
Yeah, there's not a lot in between.
No, not really.
Yeah. And that's the other sad part, is like every group seems to divide into 2 extremes, and you have a handful of people in the middle that are just kind of there.
I'm the one that's kind of there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to try my best, but also, this is not my life. I'm just trying to do this out of the kindness of my heart.
Yeah.
I can only go so far.
There's enough silence that I think we've run out.
We've run out of topics.
Oh my god, it finally happened. The rabbit hole.
How long have we been filming?
An hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not the worst.
That's not bad for a
Cut
free
out
file.
half the stuff I said, honestly.
No, that's.
We're just gonna bleep it.
It's just 5 minutes of.
Me running my mouth, honestly.
Yeah.
Cooper over here is going.
Why are you beeping?
What are you saying, hell?
Yeah. What? So, that's it, folks. We're gonna fade away. Classify ourselves as obsolete. What was that?
I have no idea. I just thought like a whistle out would be kind of cool.